them so they could be introduced to who you are?
So my body of work is basically about rejecting the scripts that we've been given about relationships,
Oh,
and because they weren't made for me. I am Black, I am queer, I am polyamorous, I am disabled. There are so many reasons
so do I.
why relational scripts were not made for me. They were not made for me to thrive, right? They were built literally to imprison me and to keep me small. And so, in the way that I relate to my clients, in the way that I relate to my community, my family, my friends, my children, all of those things, right? I want to be an embodiment of being intentional about the relationships that I'm building, which is why the name of my company is Intentional Relating, which basically asks the question, if you could design it for yourself, spoiler alert, you can, what would your relationships look like, right? What would all of your relationships feel like?
It's
What would
just,
they be like?
they are great. They are wonderful. They are amazing. And they are deeply intentional, right? Like,
Yes.
we will get together. This was an intentional meet, right? Like, I posted and you were like, you know what? Yeah, I would come over and do some
I'll do
cuddles
that.
in the
Yeah.
pajamas. I'm like, yes. Well, let's turn this into Friday with friends. I have cuddle dates with my friends. We go out, right? Like now I have a standing
Yes.
date with Pam every 3 weeks on a Thursday, right? Like, and I think that really makes a huge difference in how we show up in all of the things, right? When you have that
Yes.
intentional, like you
I
said,
think it's really
parenting,
important.
business, everything.
I think it's important to remember that you can choose your foundation, right? And so some people are, you can choose how you root yourself, right? And I am ancestrally and community rooted, right? This is we do things this way, and you carry that forward in everything that you do, right? You do not have to do what everyone else is doing. And so that also kind of connects with I really used to think that my personal spirituality was over here, and then my professional work was over here.
Mhm.
And it has become very clear to me that not only do those two things meet in the middle, but they intersect and and entangle. Because so many people, most of the people in my life, right, a large quantity of the people in my life have left behind whatever religion they were indoctrinated into from
Very
birth,
true.
right? And the problem is that in America, so much of our community is rooted in those Abrahamic faiths. So when we leave behind the toxicity of the Abrahamic faith communities, a lot of people feel they feel unrooted. They don't have a spiritual practice for themselves, or they don't there's no separation of community and
Right.
spirituality. And so they just kind of end up feeling lonely and unrooted. And so a large part of my work is telling people that their relationship with the divine is also an intentional relationship
Come
that you
on.
can build from the ground up,
Come
right? So
on.
all of those things, like, you get to decide. And a lot of the work that I've been doing lately is helping people to evaluate the relationships that exist in their life, figure out if those relationships need to change, if they need to transition, if they need to add more relationships, right? Because we've been fed a whole bunch of scripts about how many of each thing you can have.
Isn't that odd? You and I have had that conversation, right? Like when it comes to like supremacy culture and how it comes, because we had spoken and had a few episodes where we spoke about how our work overlaps, which
Mhm.
people would not think, right? They're like, okay, well, Desiree, but you do anti-racism and anti-oppression. And here's Chaneé, she's doing like kink and spirituality and polyamory education. And I'm like, yeah, all of it is paradigm shifting work. All of
Right.
it is you thinking out of the box. All of it is saying you can create the life that you have. Every single person I've had on here, I'm like, I love seeing my friends because I'm like, I know the dopest fucking people. Like, these are people I know in real life. You guys are people I love, right? Like, our kids
Right.
play together. Like, we do shit together.
These are
Like,
people that you text when something is going on that you're like,
right.
"Hey, I need
Can you
hit me
pick up
up."
my kids? What you doing? Are we going
Right.
out? Like, this is real community, real friends, real family. And even me, I'm just amazed at the amount of amazing people that I know. And just how completely and vastly different, right? Like, and because supremacy culture gives us these boxes or these scripts, like you like to say, right? It tells you the kind of friends you can have, the kind of relationships that you can have. Like you said, how many, right? Like, and my
Mhm.
cis hetero Christian, patriarchal idea of marriage, and like as somebody, I've been married twice, working on my third one now. I'm just saying, they say it's a charm, girl. They say it's a charm. Um, I have friends that have outlasted marriages, and it's just like,
Most people do, right? I am in my first marriage and my
I
only marriage.
know, but your
But
guys'
listen,
marriage is
I will
absolutely
say
glorious.
that we've been together for 17 years, but that foundation, non-monogamy, became a part of our relationship very early in our journey, 2 years in, right?
Right.
And so, as a result, relationships when you let your relationships change, you don't have to change your relationships.
Come on,
Um,
say it again. No, 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 no. Bring that back, Pastor.
when you let your relationships change, you don't have to change your
Come
relationships.
on.
And
Come
that
on.
gem was given to me, in my 18th when I was 18 years old, my graduation card from my big sister. She
Aw.
said, "Keep your people. Let them change with you, and you change with them."
And that's a beautiful thing because often when people ask me about any of like my divorces or separations, redneck rises at bars, that's what I say. I'm like, they just didn't evolve with me. And that's okay. Right. Like, I just believe that you should be in relation back to the intentional relation. I know I had questions, but I'm just loving talking to you. But back to that intentional relating, it's like, it's okay to outgrow people. Like, I
It
have
is.
stopped being friends with people I've been friends with 30 years. And I'm like, we can't go any further on this ride.
Right. You
And
brought me
that's
this far. You've walked with me this far,
and
and this
it's
is
what a
where we
blessing that is. And this is where we get off now, right? Like, and that's an okay thing, right? And that is a part of that intentional relating too, at least from my experience, is allowing the relationships to evolve and dissolve, right? Like, that's okay.
I
We
tell my
can't
clients
take
all the
it.
time.